Hey Capricorns, this is Damien with HK Readings Healing Culture Tarot, and I'm here to do your April Love 2019 reading. This is general, of course, for Capricorns, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Jupiter. And I've expressed this in previous videos. When my videos get to a certain point, because my prior videos, like in the past, I'd say longer than a month ago, I would have lengthy videos, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Now it cuts off sound, or it just, like halfway through it cuts off the video altogether. So to save time, what I do is I meditate, I shuffle, take my notes, and then I lay out the cards. So this is what we have here. I laid out cards from Tarot of the Moors, and we clarified the Tarot of the Moors with my Gypsy Oracle Sibylla deck. We pulled messages from Tarot of Orisha, and then we've got your Goddess Guidance. So I'm really excited to get into this because this is really interesting. We start out with Death, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Discs, the Ten of Discs. The first thing that I want to note is just let's get into this this death energy, because 3 out of the 4 decks, the Goddess Guidance is the 4th deck that I have. Those are divine messages. There's no death card. Essentially there is Kali, which, talks about new beginnings. But I guess in a sense that though we have that Kali card, it's not like the cards in this deck would, translate to other forms of tarot. However, what we do have: death, death, and death. Iku. So yeah, I guess it would have been trippier if that card came out, Kali, but I think we got the message here. What's important to note is death is number 13. So at the point of pulling the second death card, I felt the need to do a little numerology on that. Then it came up a third time, and I did a little numerology on that. Cross watchers, you're welcome. I'm reading from the perspective of the Capricorn, but yes, you are welcome to this video. With that, 3 and 1 is 4, and then, when I got to the second one, it brought me to 8. And I felt a lot of energy surrounding 8 for y'all. Now, though we know that, and we see these discs here, that 8 is going to bring the energy of career and business and finance and authority and really taking control, which is prominent in this reading that I'm about to get into. It's also about balance, and that's what I think it's forgotten a lot. That the number 8 is the number of balance. Come on now. And it's the karmic equalizer. So right now, speaking of the karmic equalizer, karma, we're about to get into this. There's a lot of karma that is playing out in your favor right now as you have balanced your lives. Because I remember y'all's last reading, and I remember what y'all had gotten rid of. That succubus-ass energy that y'all had gotten rid of, okay? So then when I added the third, 4 to death, you get 12. 2 and 1 is 3. And, it really talks about maintaining discipline to stay well-rounded. So here we are again with taking discipline into accord from everything that you've learned with the Scholar card to make decisions. It also talks about opportunities that are created in the workplace that are very creative for you, getting ideas out there, new endeavors that make you money where you are able to express what is inside of you, feelings and thoughts. So to go ahead and get into this, what I see is the finality of compromising your family, yourself, your finances, your career, your money, and you were taking care of what is important to you. Because whoever you were dealing with before, who I do see to be, for some of you, it's an old job that took much advantage of you and ran you into the ground and taught you a lot about yourself and had you go within to transform your life and attract what you will be successful doing, which is working for yourself. For others of you, this is getting out of a toxic relationship that, you know, like your last reading, you had somebody who guilted you a lot. You had somebody that you took fucking care of. You built a life to have a life for two, and it wasn't really appreciated. And anything they could have done outside of what you did to take care of them, you know, they didn't give you. So there was no reciprocity. Like, if you were bringing in the bacon, they weren't bringing in, like, those back rubs, the, you know, like, whatever the fuck the compromise would be, you know? And actually downing you a lot. This is someone who, you probably laugh at it now, and that's why I'm feeling the need to laugh. You're like, how in the hell did I let this person allow me to forget who the hell I was? Okay? So, there's more death in your insecurities as well. But these are all of the things, like, whatever you learned from this relationship, for those of you who this applies to for a relationship, because this is a love reading, though I do have Eleba, which talks about work and love in this scenario. It's like, everything that you've learned from this relationship has helped you in every other, like, aspect of your life. You know, the lessons learned here were the lessons that needed to be learned in your life on the larger scale of things, to bring you to understand how expansive the world really is. You know, where you were focused on this one person or this one job, this person who affected your job. You know, you were seeing that everything that you had gone through was to lead you to something bigger. And as you ascend and float away from your past, you know, these past happenings, you notice that this person, the thoughts of the person, the feelings for the person, or the career that you once had that was draining you get smaller and smaller, okay? Imagine being on a rocket ship and you just start to see, you know, a city essentially getting bigger and bigger and then smaller and smaller and smaller. You know, just like the people got smaller and smaller. Just as, you know, the countries and the continents get smaller and smaller, the farther you go, right? The farther you go, things get smaller and it matters less. What you are coming into is a strong level of independence. We have a lot of Venus and Virgo energy, with the 9 of disc and the 10 of disc both being Venus and Virgo. And self-love and appreciation and reflection, appreciating your divinity, okay? And it's so interesting that I see that within the 9 and 10 of discs, because when we go to your goddess guidance, we have Diana, focused intention, keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. Then we have Aphrodite, inner goddess. Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. Okay? This is you taking care of you. This is you taking care of your family. On an extra note, some of you may had to have some of you may have went to see your grandparents recently to take care of them, to make sure that they were okay. You may have an ill grandparent, but things are getting better in those regards, but your focus are on other things, okay? Like you've really gotten over the heartbreak. Like for some of you it's work, but many of you it is love, because I see karma on the board, wedding reversed, and then I have waiting here. So I'm just telling you what I see. Um, the amount of control that you've taken back into your life is phenomenal. And I see that you're not settling for less. So coming into the future, coming into April, don't, latter April, don't be surprised. Because I feel like many of you are unaware of how many people are watching you in a good way, willing to bring to you what, you're putting out there. So this is what you're attracting. I feel like you're going to attract a love that is so grounded and stands for the same things that you do, because they may have had a similar past. But there's a gift in what you've been waiting for. And I'm just getting the sense like you don't ask for much. It's like what pops into my head is like, I don't ask for much, you know. You don't ask for much. However, this is going to be someone who brings you much. And I think that's something that you're going to have to be prepared for. It's the type of love that you're bringing in, okay? This is somebody who is going to match whatever you're putting in. They're not going to take advantage of, the financial positioning that you may place them in, the affection that you give them, because where you're not affectionate for many people, like those you love get to see a certain side of you, right? What do we have here? Ooh. So we've got the Four of Discs. And the Ace of Swords. Okay. So though many of you are moving on, it seems as though the person that comes into your life that you're moving on towards, you may be unsure in the Six of Cups. The Devil and the Six of Cups with the Moon. Alright, so you may be highly unsure of this person, okay? You may not trust this person. You may think there are a lot of secrets going on, but it might also, alarm you, because this person is going to be coming in so fast with communication and letting you know how they feel. So, you got to be prepared for that. I know you might want to take it slow, earthy earth, earth gang here, I'm a Taurus. It's like, you want to take it slow, and this person doesn't want to, but I feel like this person is willing to, go all in. And that may alarm you. But understand, again, the amount of transformative energy that you've experienced, okay? And everything that you've learned, and everything you brought yourself to get back. And I know it's scary because it's like, hey, I got back to where I needed to be by myself after a situation that I was unhappy with. Should I be so eager? Should I be so willing to share my love or my pinnacles? Really, yeah, because I get love from it, because what we have represented from you is pinnacles all over the board. But that's like, beyond that is your love. You know what I'm saying? Is it worth allowing it to get there? Because in the end, we do come out with the Six of Cups. So we start to see where emotions could fall in, even if it may start from a place of really not being sure, because I'm from looking at what everything else it's tied with, The Devil, the Moon, the Four of Discs. But, more karma on the board with Mott. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. So understand that everything is working out fine and as it should. You have to trust it. You have to trust. We've got karma on the board twice. We've got death on the board 3 times. you are fine in all aspects of moving on. Okay? Not just what you know you can control and take care of. Because when we have the Three of Earth here, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, but there's a lot of energy in this card actually. This is talking about working together with someone in a harmonious way, like having balance and reciprocity in a relationship. That may be romantic, or maybe it hasn't turned romantic yet. You know, because I'm using the word in just the actual sense of the word. But then we start to see, like when you look at that little one there, like I always think of, you know, especially in a situation like this, like the idea of starting a family, like, you know, someone that you could start a family with, because this is something that I feel like you wanted to do with this person before, and you really tried to push the envelope, but it never happened because the universe was telling you that, hey, this is the person that's going to teach you what you need to learn to move on, to attract what it is that will have you with a stable and grounded environment within this Three of Earth to have what you want. Okay? Because what this devil energy is talking about here is, you know, where you were before and how it affects your mindset, and you don't want to bring that shit into anything new. Alright? Yeah, it's time to move on. Yeah, things are about to get serious. Yeah, you can trust it. And yeah, you've got everything else taken care of. I hate to keep focusing on coin, but it's in the reading, and we're earth signs, and we love our pentacles. We love our discs. Now, if we can add love to that too, why the fuck not? I love y'all, Capricorns. Out.